You know that moment when your life splits into before and after? Mine was a Tuesday afternoon in March, when my husband's iPad lit up on our coffee table, and I watched our 10-year marriage end in one sentence: "Last night was perfect. Miss you." Not sent to me. My name is Nora Bennett. I'm 34, I live in London, and 10 years into what everyone called a solid marriage, I discovered that my husband wasn't just cheating. He was planning to bring his mistress to our anniversary dinner. Same restaurant, same time, same room. He wanted her close enough to watch us celebrate. So I let them both come. And then I exposed them, in front of a packed dining room. Here's how it happened. It was March 5th, 2024. I was on a Zoom call with my New York team, half listening, when James's iPad lit up beside me on the sofa. Just a notification preview. "Last night was perfect. Miss you." My brain did that thing where it tries to protect you. Probably a joke. Wrong number. That's not what it looks like. But my body knew. My hands went cold. My heart started pounding. The iPad went dark again. I picked it up. Enter passcode. I tried the obvious. 714, our wedding date, 14th of July. It opened. I tapped messages. At the top was a name I didn't recognize. Eva. I opened the chat. "Eva, you were so tense tonight. Hope I helped with that. James, you have no idea. Can't stop thinking about you. Photos, flirty texts, late night miss you messages, 3 months worth at least." Then I saw my entire marriage in one casually typed line. "James, we're basically just roommates now. She's always busy." It's complicated. Roommates. 10 years of my life, flattened into a convenient excuse. I kept scrolling, numb, until one date hit me like a truck. July 14th, our 10-year anniversary. Eva, so what's happening? 14th of July. You keep calling it the big night. James, our 10-year anniversary. I booked La Maison on the Thames. Eva, that fancy place by the river? James, yeah, she thinks it's for her. Eva, and me? James, you'll be there too, just not at our table. Eva, stop it. James, no really. You at another table watching us, our secret. I'll sneak away to the bar for you. I read it twice. He wasn't just cheating. He was turning our anniversary into a private thrill. A live show. Me as the unsuspecting wife, her as the secret audience. I should have screamed, thrown the iPad, called him at work. Instead, I walked to the bathroom, locked the door, and looked in the mirror. My hands were shaking. My face was white. And then something inside me shifted. I didn't want a screaming match he could spin later, as we were both emotional. I wanted something he couldn't rewrite. "If you want a show," I told my reflection, "I'll give you one." For a few days, I said nothing. On the outside, I was the same Nora, making coffee for both of us in the morning, asking about his late meetings, listening to him complain about how tired he was. On the inside, I was collecting evidence. I screen recorded the entire chat with Eva, screenshotted all the key messages, saved them in a hidden album, emailed them to myself, and backed them up on a USB stick. Then I told one person, my best friend, Hannah. We met in Battersea Park. I handed her my phone. She scrolled in silence. When she reached the part about our anniversary dinner and Eva being there, she cursed under her breath. She looked up. "So, what do you want to do?" "I don't want to beg him to pick me," I said. "I want him to feel what I felt, exposed, small, seen for what he is." She watched me for a long second. "Okay, how?" "We let him have his precious anniversary dinner," I said. "We let her come. Then I tell the truth, in front of both of them." She exhaled. "Public?" "He wanted her there," I said. "He wanted an audience. I'm just changing who's holding the mic." From that point, July 14th, 2024, wasn't just an anniversary date, it was a deadline. I quietly confirmed our reservation at La Maison on the Thames, pretending nothing was wrong. I looped in 2 more people, my brother Liam, coming down from Manchester, my colleague turned friend Sophie in London for work from New York. The plan was simple. They'd book a table nearby at the same time, like a casual night out. They'd watch, not interfere, and back me up if he tried to gaslight me. Each would have a copy of the screenshots. I kept checking James's messages to see if Eva was still coming. On June 28th, Eva, 2 weeks to the big show, You sure you can focus on her with me there? James, that's the fun part. You in black, couple tables away. I'll meet you at the bar. Eva, you're actually insane. I love it. Good. Let them be confident. People who feel untouchable make the loudest crash when they fall. The 2 weeks before our anniversary were almost surreal. James turned on perfect husband mode, random flower deliveries, cooking dinner, suggesting we reconnect and watch old shows. One night he kissed my forehead and said, 10 years, Nora. We've really made it, haven't we? I smiled faintly. We've made it somewhere. The night before our anniversary, he turned to me in bed. Tomorrow's going to be special, he whispered. I've planned a surprise. So have I said. He laughed, completely unaware. On July 14th, I got ready like it was a performance. Midnight blue dress, loose waves in my hair, the perfume from our wedding day. If I was ending this marriage, I was doing it looking like I knew my value. We arrived at La Maison just before 7:30 p.m. Warm lighting, gold accents, soft French music. Exactly the kind of place you go to pretend everything in your life is perfect. As we followed the host in, I scanned the room, and there she was. Back left corner, black dress, dark hair over one shoulder, red lipstick. Eva. Her eyes flicked to James first, and her lips curled in the slightest smile. Then she saw me. Her smile froze. We were seated at a window table, candlelight, river view, the works. At a nearby table, I spotted Hannah, Liam, and Sophie pretending to be absorbed in their menus. James lifted his glass. To 10 years, Mrs. Bennet. To 10 years, I said, clinking. Inside, I was counting down 3, 2, 1. Halfway through the main course, James put his fork down and cleared his throat. Here it comes. So, he said, reaching into his jacket, I actually wrote something. He unfolded a piece of paper. People at nearby tables glanced over. Nora, he began, when I met you on 19th April 2012 in that noisy bar in Shoreditch, I had no idea you'd be the woman I'd build my life with. He went on about job losses, tiny flats, winters that felt too long, and how I'd always believed in him. It was a good speech. If I hadn't read the messages, I might have cried. He looked up, eyes a little misty. You've been my anchor, my home, he said. Here's to 10 more years. He reached for my hand. I let him hold it for a moment. Then I gently pulled away and stood up. I'd like to say something too, I said. His smile flickered. Sure. I could feel eyes on me now. Not the whole restaurant, but enough. I took a breath. My name is Nora Bennet, I began, clear and calm. Tonight is our 10-year wedding anniversary. 10 years with this man, my husband James. A few people smiled politely, raised their glasses. And until March 5th this year, I continued, I believed we were loyal to each other. Imperfect, yes, but faithful. Something in my tone made the air change. James shifted uneasily. Nora, what are you doing? I pulled my phone from my clutch and unlocked it. I'm a marketing manager, I said. I work with data. I like receipts. So when James started working late more often, keeping his phone face down, suddenly caring a lot about his appearance, I told myself a story. He was stressed, tired, overworked. I tapped the screen and held it where he could see. But on March 5th, during a work call, his iPad lit up with this message from someone called Eva. I read it, word for word. Last night was perfect. Miss you. There was a small, sharp intake of breath somewhere behind me. I opened their chat, I said. I saw months of messages, her helping him relax, him telling her we were basically just roommates now. I let that hang there. Roommates, I repeated softly. That's apparently what I've been for the past year. I swiped, then read, Eva, 2 weeks to the big show. You sure you can focus on your wife with me in the room? James, that's the fun part. You in black, couple tables away. I'll meet you at the bar. I looked up, then I turned my head and locked eyes with her. Isn't that right, Eva? I asked, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Every head followed my gaze. She froze, fingers tight around her wine glass. I don't know what. Please, I said quietly. You used your real photo and name. You knew he was married. You knew who I was. Don't pretend now. James half stood. Nora, this is not the place. Sit down. You're making a scene. No, I said. You made the scene when you invited her here. He tried damage control. Okay, fine, he hissed. I messed up. There, happy? We'll talk about it at home. Out of curiosity, I said, do you also tell your colleagues that we're just roommates? Or is that line exclusive to women you sleep with? A couple at the next table choked on their drinks. I glanced at Liam. He slid a small envelope onto our table without a word. In there, I said, is a printed copy of the messages, in case you'd like to argue about context. James glared at him. What is this? Some intervention? No, I answered. This is me refusing to let you rewrite the story later. His voice rose. You're destroying our marriage over one mistake? One? I repeated. This wasn't a one-off. This was months. Messages, lies, and then planning to have your mistress at our anniversary dinner like it was some kinky inside joke. I felt my voice harden. You didn't just cheat on me, James. You humiliated me, and you thought I'd never know. I took a folded letter from my clutch and placed it on the table. What's that? He asked. Printed copy of the email I sent you today, I said. Since you clearly don't check things that matter. He unfolded it. His eyes darted over the words. Legal separation. Intention to file for divorce. Acknowledgement of documented infidelity. He looked up, stunned. You talked to a solicitor? Yes, I said. Weeks ago. It's our anniversary, he spat, like that still meant something. I know, I said. That's why I waited until tonight. You turned this date into a joke. I'm just making it honest. For a second, he looked like he might cry, or shout, or both. I felt weirdly calm. I turned to the nearby tables. I'm sorry for the disturbance, I said and meant it, but I'm not sorry for no longer protecting a man who didn't protect me. I looked at Eva one last time. If he'll lie this easily with you, I said quietly, he'll lie this easily to you. Then I picked up my clutch. I turned to the server hovering nearby. Could you please put our bill on my card? I asked. And his drink too. He's going to need it. Someone at another table snorted. I didn't look back at James again. I walked out of that restaurant, past the candlelight, past the river view, past the carefully staged romance he'd planned. And for the first time in months, I could breathe. Epilogue. After the dinner. I moved in with my brother for a while. I saw my solicitor. I blocked James's number after his stream of, "We can fix this." It meant nothing. You're overreacting. Once you've seen someone's lies in writing to someone else, their lines don't land the same. Weeks later, I checked Eva's Instagram. The half-cropped photos of him? Gone. New captions? Suddenly full of quotes about red flags and believing people the first time. I didn't feel sorry for her, but I did feel done. The night I exposed my cheating husband at our anniversary dinner wasn't about drama for drama's sake. It was the moment I chose my dignity over his image. If you're ignoring that feeling in your gut right now, telling yourself you're overthinking, don't. You don't have to do what I did. You don't have to stand in a restaurant and read messages out loud, but you do deserve the truth. Because sometimes, the most powerful revenge isn't screaming or smashing things or begging someone to change. Sometimes it's simply putting the truth in the light and walking away. Before you click away, let me ask you something. If you found those messages, would you confront them in private or do what I did and expose everything in public? Tell me in the comments. Would you stay and try to fix it or walk away and never look back? I'm really curious how many of you would have handled this differently. And if stories like this kept you listening all the way to the end, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next insane relationship story. Also, drop a quick Team Public. If you think I was right to expose him at the dinner, Team Private. If you think this should have stayed between us. Your likes, comments, and subs help this channel reach more people who secretly binge these drama and revenge stories just like you. So, what would you have done?